Okay guys, so picking up where we left off in class. We had originally done, in class, we solved the first part of the page of the review. So we basically just plugged everything into the calculator to answer number 1, 2, 3, and 4. We just put them all in the calculator and got the answers. So that was B, D, B, and then C. And then when we flipped it over, we to do number 5, again, we typed it into our calculator and then looked to see which graph matched. And A is the one that matched the darkened region in our calculator. So that's why 5 was A. And then when we looked at 6, first we talked about how we all have panic attacks when we have word problems. But we went in and we actually underlined and highlighted parts so that we could identify which equations would match it, and it came out to be only one set of equations matched it, and that answer was A. So that system almost worked for us on number 7. We got as far as identifying what equations work, and what we ended up with was A and D have the exact same set of equations, but they have different graphs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk you through again how to put this all in the calculator. So here's my calculator. I need to look at these two graphs. So the first thing that we did was we looked at the T is on the bottom and the C is on the top. So that means that this is going to be my X axis and my Y axis. And then if you look at the numbers across the bottom, my X's, we're going to move to that. So my X's go from 0 and they stop at 88, I want to say. They go by 8s. So it goes from 0 to 88. My y-axis goes from 0. It's kind of hard to read this. If I can find any of them. My y's, my c's. So one of them starts at 30. I know that much. And the other one is going to end up starting, oh no, at 60. And one of them ends up starting at 200 divided by 3 is 60 something else. So we are looking for a graph that starts around 60 and 68. So we probably want to go up to like, I'm guessing 80 on my y's. And my x-axis, we definitely want to do the x intervals at 8. So knowing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new document. No, I don't want to save the last one. I'm going to add a graph. And I'm going to go ahead and type in these two equations into my calculator. So we have a relation. So menu, graph entry, and a relation. And I'm going to do 200, control equals, is greater than or equal to 8x plus 3y. And then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to do 60, control equals, is greater than or equal to 2x plus y. I'm going to hit enter. It's not going to be what I want to look at. So, menu, window, and I'm going to do window settings. I'm doing number 1. So remember, I want my x's to go from 0 to 88, and I want it to go in intervals of 8. My y's are going to go from 0 to 80. I can't really see the scale on that, so I'm just going to leave it as auto, and I'm going to hit OK. And what I get is something that looks like this. And so when I look at my A graph and my C graph, my A graph is closest. So the answer is A. So that's where your calculator comes in handy for that one. Okay, number 8 gives you 3 equations, and they're asking you to graph the solutions. Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you look at this, There are 1, 2, 3 equations. I have 1, 2, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 lines, 2, 3 lines, and 1, 2. I'm missing a third line. So my answer is definitely not B. The second thing that I notice is all my graphs are exactly the same except for where they're shaded. So I'm looking for my equation should look like this, my graphs, but where is it darkened? So let's take a look. So I hit tab and I'm going to go back up and I'm going to edit and enter the relations that are on the paper. Let's see that. Okay. So we've got 5x plus 3y is control equals greater than or equal to 15. We have x is greater than or equal to y. And our third relation is x control equals is less than or equal to 6. Okay, so I can't really see my graph right now. It looks like it's in standard, so I'm going to go ahead and hit menu, window, and I'm going to go 5, standard view. And we're looking for where it's the darkened the most. So it's this little tiny triangle here. So the only one that has the little tiny triangle shaded in is D. So D would be your answer. All right. So they give us a system and they want to know, does this have one solution, infinitely many solutions, or no solutions, and explain. Guys, we're going to type this into the calculator. I'm going to use linear solve just to see what's going on, because linear solve is going to identify if we have one solution. If not, then I have to look at a graph to find out if I have infinitely many solutions or if we have no solutions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back home. We're going to do a new document. No, we're not going to save. And we are going to add a calculator. And if we go to menu, algebra, solve a system, we're going to do 3 equations. We're going to leave it with x, y, z. And we're going to hit OK. We're just going to type in the equations that they have here. So we have negative 3x plus 24y plus 9z equals negative 111. X minus 8y minus 3z equals 37. Oh, gotta finish it out. Okay. 2x minus 16y minus 6z equals 75. No solution found. So there's no solutions. So we have 0 solutions. Why is that true? Well, if I take this equation and try to get the x by itself, that would be, can I divide all of these by negative 3? Well, negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. 24 divided by negative 3 is negative 8. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. And if you take negative 111 and divide it by 3, 3 goes into 11 3 times. Carry a 2. 3 goes into 21 7 times. So this is the exact same equation as that. They just multiplied. So let's look and see if this ends up being the same. What happens if I divide this by 2? We end up with x minus 8y minus 3z equals 37.5. So basically what ends up happening is the beginning parts are all the same. But these two end up being the exact same equation, but these lines are basically like just slightly off from each other. So there are 0 solutions to this. Okay, no solutions. Okay, that was number 9. So given the following equation, solve for x, y, and z and show your work. So again, I can do linear solve again. So menu, algebra, solve 2. I'm going to make it 3 equations. Okay. I'm going to type these in. 2x plus 3y plus c equals 27. X plus 5y minus 3z equals 52. Negative 3x plus y plus 2z equals negative 16. Enter. So that's my x, my y, my z. So x is 5. Y equals 7. Z equals negative 4. All right, I know I just drew all over number 11. But that's all you had to do. Use a calculator. Okay, these